Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Clean Reads podcast. I'm your host, Izzy, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Book Thief by Markus Zusak. And I've known this book has been very popular lately, and it has been popular for a while, but let me just say, I'm really excited to get into this book. It's actually a 5-star read for me, and I'll explain why in a second. But it is also a book that you should be cautious about just because of the content within it. So, first, I'm going to start off with reading what the story is about. How I found out about this book was through The Book Thief, the movie. So, there's a movie out. If you want to go see that before you read the book, you can go right ahead. I don't know. I think Amazon Prime has it. That's where I think we watched it and we rented it. I'm not sure if it's free or not, but that's where we originally saw The Book Thief. It was a really good movie, and my mom bought it for me. And that was at a time when I wasn't really a big reader, and now that I'm older, I can appreciate it now. And I did read this a while back. By the way, please excuse me if I cough or sneeze in here, is because I'm sick currently, and that please just give some grace for that. And I think this episode will be later than usual. Anyways, besides that, it's a very interesting book. I really liked how Markus Zusak structured it. And here's a little bit about the story, based on the description on the back. It is 1939, Nazi Germany. The country is holding its breath. Death has never been busier, and will be busier still. By her brother's graveside, Liesel's life is changed when she picks up a single object, particularly partially hidden in the snow. It is the grave digger's handbook, left behind by accident, and it is her first act of book thievery. So begins a love affair with books and words, as Liesel, with the help of her accordion-playing foster father, learns to read. Soon she is stealing books from Nazi book burnings, the mayor's wife's library, whenever there are books to be found. But these are dangerous times. When Liesel's foster family hides a Jew in their basement, Liesel's world is both opened up and closed down. In superbly crafted writing that burns with intensity, award-winning author Markus Zusak has given us one of the most enduring stories of our time. And this, I fully agree, it is such an enduring story. You follow this little girl, Liesel, as she is given over to these adoptive parents, foster parents, that's the right word, foster parents, that take care of Liesel and her little brother. But on the train, Liesel's brother dies, and this is a sad book. That's something that you should definitely learn about, is that this is a very sad book, and it involves death a lot. So much so, Markus Zusak created a wonderful character called Death. I'm not even joking with you. This whole story is from as if Death was a person, like the Grim Reaper's POV. And it is very interesting. I'll read you the first line here. I'm opening the book right now. Here it is. Prologue. It's titled Death and Chocolate. First the colors, then the humans. That's usually how I see things. Or at least how I try. Here's a small fact. You're gonna die. I am in all truthfulness attempting to be cheerful about this whole topic, though most people find themselves hindered in believing me, no matter my protestations. But anyway, let me keep going on. Please trust me. I most definitely can be cheerful. I can be amiable, agreeable, affable, and that's only the A's. Just don't ask me to be nice. Nice has nothing to do with me. Reaction to the aforementioned fact. Does this worry you? I urge you, don't be afraid. I'm nothing if not fair. So that's literally the first page, and I think that's the first page on every single copy you can get of this book. And so, anyway, it's about Liesel, and you follow her journey through the times of war. As far as the romance goes, both Liesel and this young boy, who you get to see later in the book, after a few chapters in, they're friends, but the boy has a crush on her, and that's pretty much it. He just has a crush. He just has a crush on her. Does anything for her when and then at the end something sad happens, and if you want to skip this part, that's totally fine. I'll just say this within a few seconds, but towards the end, he ends up dead, and then he wants to kiss her, but she never did, and she keeps kissing him and kissing him, hoping he'll be alive again. And that's probably the most like sad part of the book. And it is sad. Well, there's a lot of languages in this book, I will say, because there's a lot of like, obviously there's the German form of cussing, which they also do in the beginning of the book. They kind of translate what some of them mean. But I forgot which ones are which. And so I just like read them as like, okay, that's a German word. So that was kind of helpful because they did cuss a lot. If I were to count how many times they cussed with the SH word, the A word, and the B word, I would lose count because they said it so many times. It was like ridiculous. It just like I didn't understand why that many times they had to cuss, but and they're like kids somewhere around there. And they didn't have to do that, but obviously they did. For the violence, the only violence I would say is the burning of books is one of them. Obviously that's a big trigger warning, especially nowadays. I think they burned Bibles as well. Bullying, Liesel does get bullied in this book, I think one time, and then she kind of strikes back, which is kind of cool. At least in the movie. It's been a while since I read the book. The Nazis, obviously, they're not exact. I just need to say Nazi, and then it's like, there's so many bad things that can come up. But they didn't really show anything graphic, other than, like, there's a big, trail of Jews that I think are marched down the town road. Yeah, I think it ends up being one of the Jews that they end up saving. But, and the other violence warning I would say is the street. Okay, you might want to just skip this one if you want to, spoiler, but her street ends up getting bombed. So that's the last violence thing that I really remember happening. And obviously there is death that is prevalent within this book. But honestly, this is a great book if you are scared or like not really into historical fiction. This reads like, I want to say like a thriller because you keep wanting to read it. And it's set up in a way to where it's so interesting, and it's a different type of reading than you would normally see. I would at least go to the bookstore and go like Barnes and Noble and just read the first chapter and then like decide if you want to read it or not, because it is a really good book. I recommend it for people who don't mind cussing that much. There's no spice in it, obviously, because these are like middle schoolers. They are like, they're not like bad or anything, but 5-star rating. Oh, by the way, before I leave, before the video ends, I want to recommend, if you are more interested into middle grade book reviews, let me know. But also, my friend Samantha created a podcast called the Cozy Kitty Book Chat, and She reads younger teen and middle grade books, and she just started it. Please go over there. She's on Spotify if you want to go listen to her. She's the sweetest person. She has the sweetest voice, and she did a really good book review on the Green Ember, which I did a book review on that, and she also did a book review on what is it called? The Wing Feather Saga. Yes, the first book in the Wing Feather Saga. So she did that too, and yeah, really, she did a really good job. Please, please, please go over there, follow her on Spotify, and please subscribe here and follow me on YouTube and Spotify too. It helps so much. Even if you like the video, it helps my channel so much. Thank you so much for listening too. That's a big help as well. I have other book reviews on my podcast. I think this was one of the first historical fiction ones on here. But I have a lot of other fantasy ones and a few romance ones if you are interested in those. I think I just did a podcast episode of The Maze Runner. So if you want to go listen to the content within the book, I would go over there. And thank you so much for listening. Have a blessed day. Bye.